What it do, what it do, what it do. So today I just want to talk about addictions. So why? Because it's very apparent for me right now. I would consider that I'm having like my relapse, my dip, my I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it's really crazy because it feels like I'm stuck and I'm just like really like some, I don't know, but what I've realized with myself is, bro, the relapse is so important because that's your true self. You feel me? And this is something that I've learned a couple years ago, and that was, bro, you will always drop down to the level where you truly belong. Because you will never be something that is not within you. You will never do things that just are truly like against your nature. And that's kind of sad, but the things that you're doing while you're relapsing is basically the things that you're always been escaping. I noticed that with myself. And that's what I'm saying. Like, for me now, till this day, like, self-improvement feels like something I just do when when I'm just kind of lying to myself, like, and then the relapse, then I'll be like, damn, I relapsed again, I gave it up. But that's truly where my mind is at. And that's why it's so important to heal trauma. And that's what I've noticed. The more I healed my trauma, the less it gets. And that's really important because, like, nowadays you got all these concepts about these people watching too many movies, like, yeah, the pain really motivated me to go harder, but not when it comes to trauma. Nah. I can tell you that from my own experience. Trauma will make you go like to, I don't know, to your job, things like that. It's not that everybody has like the same trauma behavior, of course, but trauma robs you from your creativity. So I don't believe in that. Like, yeah, it's really the pain that it can be pain, but only a healthy form of being in contact with that pain can, because you need to realize pain to create the solution. But trauma is not that. Trauma is like the trauma behavior that, out of my own experience, that I was like displaying was just escaping. Just doing things to not be reminded of the pain. And that's not creativity. That won't make you successful. And that's why I don't believe anymore in that topic of just go all in, because there ain't no all in when you're traumatized, bro. And that's something I feel like a lot of, for me, it might also be victimization behavior of me to maybe like have a reason to not go crazy right now because I'm having like a relapse or some I don't know, some crazy period where you just like everything is just mentally gone. It's just like you're just basically breathing and eating. That's what you focus on. You just focus on like basically surviving. You're not really living. That's how it feels for me right now. But what I really noticed is like a lot of dudes be like, go all in. And that's true. But I really believe like it takes some time to go all in. And that's also what I've seen from like a kind of pretty famous YouTuber. He talks about like everything, self-improvement, businesses, things like that. His name is Dan Cowan. He said like going all in will take some years. You feel me? And that's really important to notice. And that's what I'm noticing with myself. Each time I relapse and I learn more about myself, I'm able to go a little bit more like all in. And that's why like that's some goofy advice to just tell some dude who's just really struggling with those dark thoughts, with those dark trauma things, like go all in. Like he won't. Why? He has no mental energy to go all in. Trauma robs you from that. So he's escaping everything. He won't go all in, bro. Like, no, that's not, I don't believe that. Even though it's true, you need to go all in, but you won't be able to do that when you first really need to heal. At least that's how I think about it. Feel me? And yeah, addictions, bro. Today, like, I don't even know if I'm gonna should share it, but it might be real sad. But yeah, today I beat my meat 2 times. Like, I don't even. It felt wrong looking in this camera and say that shit, but yeah, that's what I did today. Why? Just escaping. It's not even really you like that shit. It's something real crazy, bro. It's something real crazy. You just do that shit to escape. Really, that's all it. You feel me? That's all it. You're just escaping pain. It just gives you you're able to escape it for like a couple minutes. You feel me? And yeah, I'm also like eating a lot. I haven't been outside in like 3-4 days, and I know that I don't really even want to go outside. I don't want to look people in the eyes, also because I just know that I got like some anxiety about that, and that's just crazy, right? On my days where I'm on my self-improvement, I will look people in their eyes, but it's never from some confident thing. It's like my self-improvement journey is really like, it feels like I'm always faking it. That's what trauma makes you feel like. It feels like deep down you're just some little traumatized dude, and you're just, all the things you're doing, you're just faking them. Like, just same with the coding. I've been coding for like months, but I'm still lying to myself, right? I said it in my previous video already. Like, I should have made way more progress, but it's like I'm kind of like stuck on that because of deep down you just have no backbone, no feeling that you really can handle the world. And that's really like how it feels. And that's why how it also feels for me, like the self-improvement. It's just self-improvement really feels for me like I'm just basically running. Let's say this is me and this is the trauma. I'm like running from the trauma, but there is still a string attached to the trauma, so I can only go so far until like the string is too tight, and then I get pulled back to the trauma, like dope, and then I will just be at the point where I'm at right now, and then you can no longer lie to yourself, and all the feelings and all the things that you're escaping are very apparent. Feel me? So that's really what I noticed, but I really want to go down on the eating things, because until I was aware of how eating was in my own life, how it was apparent in my own life, I always looked at fat people like, bro, why the fuck are you so fat? Things like that. But bro, now I understand those 60-pound, my 60-pound life. Even though, just as how I'm thinking right now, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to face the outside world right now. I don't want to look people in the eyes because I'm feeling some fear against them. I just basically don't really like, not on some suicidal things, but the things that you should consider as living, I don't want to do them. I'm only really focusing on the things that ensure your survival, such things as food. That's always food, and not even healthy food. It's of course the very stimulating foods. And another part of survival is, like, you could consider it sex. That's why also like the most apparent addiction in like young teens is in my opinion masturbation, along with food, binge eating. And that's something like, just how right now I don't want to face the world. So now I understand why people can be like my 60-pound life and be like so like overtly like very obese, because they have a fear to face the outside world. And all they can do is really escape that pain through eating, eating, eating. And I just have the luck that I have like those genes where I just burn a lot of fat. But I wouldn't be like, of course, not be like that obese, but I had some periods where I really just didn't go outside. I was just eating. I always been like kind of like a dude that was always like kind of athletic, things like that. I was very good at sports, things like that. So I always like played some sport, but I also had like some periods when I just was just eating and playing games or something like that. You feel me? And now I notice it because if you look at the people who are obese, it's always some deep shit. You just really gotta look at the dudes. That's also something how you really, once you're aware of your own trauma, you will really be aware of the world, because a lot like we don't even really understand the majority of trauma and how it really is apparent, bro. Like, best believe if somebody is addicted, they're like chain smokes. They like smoking all the day. They are drinking all the day. They are obese, things like that, bro. Best believe that they are facing trauma. That they're that they're dealing with trauma. And bro, I see now. I just like, and when you're looking for upon those people from the outside world, then it will be crazy. Like, I was laughing at those people, but now I realize, like, bro, trauma will really make you feel that you're just some child that can't face the world, and you don't want to go outside. You don't want to do those challenging things, which are really not that challenging, but they're only challenging because you never learned how to trust yourself. So you don't want to face the world. You will rather work for a boss, even though you hate that job. It's still easier. It's still easier than facing the hardships on your own, which you've never really learned. And like, that's, bro, like that's real crazy, man. That's real, like, what's the right word for it? That's real, like, harsh. Life is really harsh in that sense, and that's what I'm noticing with myself. It's just like, bro, I will never give up. There's just something, I know this is just like a phase that I really need to do. So maybe I really need to just, next to like showing up every day and sharing my lessons like I'm doing now on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, things like that. Next to that, I might really don't need to do other things, unless only thing I should do is maybe like sports. But when it comes to like coding or things, maybe I need to put that to the side for now a little bit, to really just focus solely basically on trauma and healing it. I think that will do me better than just eventually getting back on track again. But not even really because you really want to get on track, but more out of a fear, like, damn, if I don't get on track, people will judge me and things like that. Or if I don't pick up my good habits, then I just will end up fat, things like that. And it's kind of a good reason, but it's still like fear that makes you do those things, because it's not really that I'm afraid of being fat. I'm afraid of walking down the street and a girl seeing my fat belly. That's what I'm afraid of. So in that sense, that's, in my opinion, still like some kind of, maybe a little bit of trauma. You feel me? Maybe a little bit of trauma that you can't handle the fact that somebody look at you and be like, damn, he's really fat. And of course, you should actually never really be like fat, but at the same time, you shouldn't really give a fuck if somebody would think that you're fat. You feel me? So, because that will just point out that your sense of self is not strong enough to handle that basically, like, how would I say it? That that person's opinion. So that's how, like, my entire life is basically focused on trauma, because even though my productive things are kind of a way for me to escape trauma, because the reason why I'm coding is like, maybe I will make some money one day and be like some crazy entrepreneur, and then I will get the attention that I've never had when I was younger, which is kind in a kind of way still trauma, in my opinion. So that's what I've realized. Like, even my productive things is trauma behavior. And that's why I also think that I relapse, because the journey is really something that it will take some time. It will take some time, at least some months. That's at least to see some changes. And the crazy changes, you won't really see them until like 3 years down the line. But for the person that's traumatized and doesn't have that sense of self, that's a very long time. Why? Because he or she wants that validation from being successful right now, because we all know what will happen when we're successful. Don't lie now. You feel me? You will know. You know that your life will change. Your dating life will change if you drive the new Benz and you're chilling in Dubai all the time with all these entrepreneurs. You know that your dating life will change. But that will take some time. And for somebody that is basically only in it for the validation, that will take too long. So you will rather get that quick, like, pain reliever, because gaining validation from people is still death. A pain reliever from the pain that you're feeling internally. So then you will just find it in things that you can access quicker. Things such as binge eating, jerking off, drinking, all those things. And like, yeah, just like how I wanna, just like how what I've said, like, my entire life is basically based upon trauma. So I do really think that I really need to focus on that right now. So yeah, but you will also be like way more empathetic about towards the other person, because now you know that everybody is facing that inner war with themselves. So now you understand things. And also what I've really noticed is the most obese people when it comes to like America are Native Americans, or the black people. You feel me? The black community. And a lot of white people are also, because like in America, a lot of people are also obese. But what I've really noticed is 9 out of 10 times it's people that are facing trauma. So they might really have some money, but like I've said, money isn't, bro, when it comes to trauma, money don't mean nothing. So people will still be in pain. And that's really a dynamic that you need to see. And bro, I can really, bro, there is no fat person that's truly happy and truly healed and that is not facing trauma. There is not one. Why? Because like human movement is a need. It's something we all do it. You feel me? Bro, every kid liked moving around when they were younger. And if they didn't like it, it's probably because they were already fucked up and they already had like some iPad or something like that. But otherwise, they always like to move. They always like to move. And I'm not saying that everybody need to get a six-pack, things like that, but ain't nobody there won't be a fat person when it comes to healthy people, like truly that are people that are truly, because even me, like on the outside, you would say like, oh yeah, he is like he got a six pack, things like that, but I'm not healthy. Mentally, psychological, I wouldn't consider myself healthy. That's why, like, if I wouldn't have that crazy like metabolism, then I would probably be not, maybe not fat, because I've been hitting the gym like for 2 years now, but I would definitely, a couple years ago, I would definitely be fat. You feel me? And that's something that you will really notice, that people are escaping pain. People aren't deliberately like waking up and be like, oh yeah, let me put all this junk in my body. Let me put all these toxins in my body. Let me do some unnatural thing with my wee wee and bust all my semen across the room and feel like shit. No, people aren't really doing those things deliberately. People are chasing the quick feeling that they can derive from it. So yeah, that's how your life, and that's what you will notice, and that's how you will also like, bro, healing the person that's not really traumatized is basically the only person that's really able to be truly successful, because you will be able to relate to people because you're empathetic towards the next person. Why? Because you know how it is for another person. You're not judging them. You're not judging them from your own like narrow trauma focused perspective, in fear of that other people are threatening your identity and that perspective. So yeah, it's really up on us to fix that trauma. And yeah, this was just my video. It was all across the room. Feel me? Unscripted like always, but you can't script life. You can script a topic about life, but you can script life. This was probably some fake deep shit, but yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, with that being said, I will drop my Twitter and TikTok in the description. If you want me helping you out with your journey of healing trauma, feel free to ask me questions in the DM. We can also hop on a 30-minute call. It's all free. The first 10 people will be free. So yeah, feel free to hit me up and we can get that popping. You feel me? Yeah, that was basically my video, man. And yeah, that was my video. So stay improving, stay healing, stay, I don't know what you will do, but just, I would really say stay aware of, it's okay, like, we will always fuck up. You will always escape, do some behavior that is not truly healthy, but be aware of why you're doing those things to prevent it the next time. I'm out.